Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm Reg.
I'm Rob.
This is the show. Well, what you think about those NFL playoffs last weekend?
Uh, interesting stuff, man. The Philly collapse, man.
Yeah,
Uh, that was ugly, man. That's ugly.
yeah,
Nobody wants to tackle anymore. Uh,
yeah. That was the surprise of it. But I think, we kind of seeing the effects of 17 game seasons. I mean, I know that the NFL doesn't want to admit that, but at the end of the season, you see some tired teams. Obviously, all the injuries. I mean, that's
yeah,
going to happen anyway. But just the fact that people on the defensive end, they making business decisions at the end of the year. So,
yeah.
and I don't know. I truly don't understand. But when you look at who was on the field, I mean, Philadelphia just wasn't the same team in week 19 that they were early. So I don't know. That was wild. Obviously, Dallas's debacle was wild, and Green Bay really from the get go the attitude. Hey, we want the ball.
Yeah, that
We
part, dog.
confident
Like,
that we're gonna score.
we'll take it. Let's
Yeah,
go.
we'll take it. We'll score 7 and see how you guys like playing from behind. So I don't.
Yeah,
I think Dallas panicked a little bit, but obviously when you got all that pressure on you, and then you look up, you're down 20-0, then you down 27-0. That pressure is rough. So, but I'm with everybody else. I mean, I know the offense didn't play to its standard, but man, the defense, wow.
mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, picking on all pro corners. Uh,
Your guy, man. That was your guy not too long ago.
not Gilmore. Bland was getting ate up.
Oh, yeah, well, so yeah, anybody who watches football on a regular basis knew like that was gonna happen. It's
Mm-hmm.
like it's all fun and games, like when you get in the picks when you dropping off your receiver and all that stuff. But like when it's your guy getting the ball,
Yeah,
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 it's
yeah.
like it was
I
bad.
I think the other thing is was Dallas as aggressive in the playoffs as they had been all year. It didn't feel like it. Felt like they were playing softer than they normally
Yeah, but they were still getting beat deep. Like,
beat. And
yeah,
in the middle of the field was wide
yeah,
open. Romeo Dobbs had to catch like 3 balls at the star. Uh,
yeah,
and then the one touchdown where the tight end was wide open. I mean,
yeah. That was just a busted coverage, but like,
complete bust. Just
yeah.
man, I don't know. And of course, Jordan Love, which he's making all the sit your quarterback and wait a little bit. Guys look good, which you're one of those. So
Yeah, but Dallas is gonna run it back next year. So
yeah, obviously I thought McCarthy was gone. Everybody thought McCarthy was gone. I mean, it's Jerry. He gave him 3 years.
looking at
But
Jerry after the game, you thought he was gonna like
I
that night.
well, you know what? Actually, that kind of worked in McCarthy's favor because the old Jerry would have said some regretful things that he could take back. I think on camera, I think he was quite reserved for how he was feeling. But I think you saw my tweet. I I just listen. I don't know. Maybe I'm conservative. I don't know. I just say you don't find guys that's going to win you 12 a year on trees. Okay. So
Mm-hmm.
win your 12 games next year, if you're fortunate enough to do that, because this is the NFL, there's no guarantees. There's no
Yeah,
guarantee Dak stays healthy. There's no guarantee CD Lamb stays healthy. So,
Parsons.
it's just no guarantees. But if you can win your 12 and give yourself another shot, then you use the lessons that you've learned over the last three. I mean, I get the McCarthy hate in a sense that, okay, yeah, but I don't think they were better than San Francisco, even though they should have probably beaten San Francisco at home that first year when Dak ran out the clock.
Mm-hmm.
Last year, they weren't better than San Francisco. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, when they went on the road, they had a puncher's chance, but
Yeah.
San Francisco was better. This is really the first loss that you could say, man, we expected to win. We went undefeated at home. You win this when you got a second home game, and you would finally have a chance to break that conference championship appearance curse. And you go out and you lay an egg. That's why everybody thought McCarthy was gone. But yeah, run it back, and you build on what you got. And
Yeah. Just tweak.
maybe next year's your breakthrough year. So
Yeah, just tweak some things. Yeah.
I think that's the truth. I don't think Tony Pollard worked out like they thought he would. Um,
No.
I don't know. There's a lot of little things, but you never know. But they got a tougher schedule next year because the NFC East plays. Who does the NFC East play? They play the AFC North, right? Yeah, they play the
Do
AFC
they got
North, so
us
they got to
next
play
year?
Baltimore, Cincinnati,
Oh. When
Pitt,
they, yeah, it's
and
curtains for
Cleveland.
them. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that's a tough stretch. So
No, there's no losers in my division. So we
no losers in your
no
division.
losing teams in my division, man. We
That's true. That's true. You get to say that for this year.
yeah, a few months. Yeah.
Yeah. Uh, any other surprises? I didn't think so. I mean, I got to talk about the Texans a little bit.
Yeah.
It's bittersweet, but I,
No, that was twisting you in the wrong way.
I kind of saw it coming. CJ Stroud's the truth, man. That's just I hate it
That
because you
part.
got to deal with this dude for 10 years now, but he's the truth, man.
And he's doing it with wide receivers coming in. You were not be like, yeah, we're gonna be scared of them.
Right,
They have this, and this. No, there's your difference maker at quarterback.
right. Game changer.
Yes. Here are
Not
the
a game
pieces I
manager.
got. This is how I'm going to make them work.
Right,
Not I need all the pieces in the world
right.
so that I can look good and make it work.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's a veiled shot at Mr. Purdy in San Francisco.
Uh just as
Dak,
Cam
Tua,
said, game managers in general,
Jared Goff.
yeah, you want to give these people this praise, but no, that the praise isn't for everybody. It's only for a few. It's only for
Yeah.
a few.
Well, CJ's definitely got it. I mean, offensive line wasn't the greatest, when they started winning early in the
Mhm.
season. He made it work. Like you said, the receivers weren't the greatest. I mean, he made those tight ends pretty good. I mean, Dalton Schultz was good, and the other tight end,
Yeah.
I think the other tight end got hurt, but he was pretty good too. They're a legit threat for as long as he's healthy, and that makes me sad. I had
Yeah.
gotten rid of Deshaun Watson. The Deshaun Watson that we've seen the last couple of years pales in comparison to the guy that was in the
That's there
division.
now. Yeah.
But Trevor took a step back this year, but I think coaching, you can get him back. CJ Stroud's the truth. But like you said, I mean, it takes more than 1 year to be anointed
Mm-hmm.
because people are going to figure out, and people are going to figure out what they can do, what scheme they can do to get
Yeah.
to. I mean, you look at Jalen Hurts. I mean, Jalen Hurts, MVP, second in the MVP last year, probably was the Super Bowl MVP, even though they lost. It didn't look like that on Monday night.
Yeah,
So
but that's not a healthy Hurts.
it's not.
Like by any stretch of the imagination. Like, and we ain't talking about just nicked up either. Yeah, that dude, yeah. His body can use the rest.
Yeah. Well,
And
he's probably in Cancun somewhere at this moment. So Tampa Bay, Baker Mayfield sent him on vacation. So
it's amazing, dog.
it is
Amazing.
amazing. The other game we got to talk about just real quick, and then let's jump to the NBA, and then we can jump back to the divisional round at the end. Talk about maybe some of these head coaching openings. Rams Lions, that was a good football game.
But we kind of knew it would be. I mean,
Yeah,
like the Rams were
a
a
good
threat.
team. Yeah, the
Yeah,
Rams are good.
they have been playing real good ball. So, and you know how that is. The team that's
Yeah,
hot at the end of the
hot
year
team. Yep.
usually can carry it. So,
Yeah.
like, yeah, that's legitimate threat. Now, when Lions came out, I was like, okay, they're ready to play today.
Mm-hmm.
So I figured it would be good. And yeah, I mean, it was just right there. They just couldn't.
Red zone. Red zone
Mhm.
offense, man. You got to get those touchdowns. But
Yes.
I love the Rams three wide receiver combo. I mean, Nakua and Cup and Tutu Atwell,
Hmm.
they're gonna be tough. I mean, I think McVay got his love back. I think he admitted he got his love back, you know. So
Hmm.
he kind of got re-energized by this team. So they'll be a threat next year,
Yeah.
but
That implosion and rebuild was quick.
it was. It was. And the
Yeah.
thing that they had to rebuild without draft picks because they
Yeah.
mortgaged everything for the
Because they're
Super Bowl.
all going to like 2030.
Yep. So,
Yeah.
but when you get a guy like Puka Nakua who turns out to be the second coming of Cooper Cup, basically.
Yeah. Yeah. That in itself should be a lesson. Like, if you can draft, you can do some of those things. You
Right.
can do some of those things and take those risks to I'm going to cash in the future for something now for a chance to win. And I mean, if it doesn't work, then you know that you can pull something out the draft that'll help you.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, they shouldn't be here right now. I mean, after blowing it up, I mean, but they there
They're
and
there.
it's a young crew. So
It is a young crew. So,
mhm,
yeah, Detroit looks good. I won't spoil my divisional round picks yet, but
mhm.
they look good. Defensively, they still got their work in progress, but we'll see. And do you want to talk about your boys on Monday?
So I'll go on record and say, do I expect us to do any damage in the playoffs? No.
No.
We shouldn't have been there.
Mm-hmm.
We How we got 10 wins is beyond me. But I mean, we stole a lot of games early and it carried.
Mm-hmm.
Uh I did like that they competed. I liked the fact that like, early it didn't look good,
Mm-hmm.
but then it's just like, all right, let's settle down, let's play ball. And yeah, it's basically just a one score game. Uh but yeah, I'm not like distraught or anything that we lost. I mean, it is what it is. I just hope for next year that some things are in play, like a true quarterback competition, not just giving somebody the ball because they were a first round pick.
Did you peep any of Tomlin's conference today?
No, I didn't get a chance to.
He did say that he anticipates the quarterback of 2024 being on the roster, but he did say he wanted a competition. He thought competition would be best. So
I think it is too. I
mhm.
think it would be good. I mean, of course, like we would have to sign Rudolph or another veteran.
It sounded like he was leaning. toward bringing Mason Rudolph back.
Yeah, we should get a decent discount. He should
Right.
come cheaper than Trubisky did from Buffalo.
Yeah. But I guess that might be disappointing to some of the fans that were thinking Russell Wilson or
Yeah. So
any vet.
we're not gonna. I mean, the Russell Wilson thing isn't gonna happen unless it just falls in our lap.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like, all right, Denver cutscene and nobody's offering him anything, and then it's just like, you can come here and be the piece. You
Yeah.
know, I'm
Right.
serious. Like, you can come here and be the piece.
Mm.
I mean, when healthy, the defense is good. I mean, it's not a great defense, but it's
Right.
good.
Mm-hmm.
And you got some young talent on the outside and in the backfield. So yeah, but I don't see it happening. Somebody's gonna pay him if Denver gets rid of him. If that happens, from what's circling around now, that may not happen. And it's like, so what were you doing?
What's the point?
Yeah,
And I know you're not running Jarrett Stidham out there.
yeah, that part.
They're gonna run Jarrett Stidham out there in 24.
No, man. You know what happened. They'll find a way to trade off some picks and move up and get somebody in the draft, man. Maybe your boy JJ McCarthy, man.
That would be a mistake, but we digress.
Yeah.
I saw Mel Kiper's rankings, man. Did you see JJ McCarthy's like 20 overall?
Wow. Man,
I don't know. I don't see
haven't
that.
looked, but no,
I don't see
that's
that.
surprising.
And
That
he's
is
got a
surprising.
grade of 90, which
Wow.
90 is supposed to be elite talent.
Yeah. How? Yeah. No.
I don't see that.
So
Why? What am I missing? Can you explain what I'm
you're
missing?
not missing anything. So here's what you're missing: is that was not showcased in college, where the competition is lesser, where receivers are more open.
Wide open.
Yeah, that was not showcased at all.
Mm-hmm.
No, you quarterbacked a team that ran the ball 31 straight times in a half.
Yeah.
No. Any GM who talks himself into that deserves what they will get.
Mm-hmm. Well, we'll see. We'll see. I don't see a first round grade on him, but you're going to hear it. I mean, the way they got it, he going before Penix. And I saw a mock draft where Bo Nix was picked by the Steelers. I know you would just love that.
Man. Look,
First round.
Not today, man. Look, we just need to let that one just pass on through. As the weeks go, nobody will be talking about that. And
yeah,
no.
Well, don't you? That's the thing. These early mocks, these real early mocks, they really look silly by the time the draft comes around.
So I agree that we could use a quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
That's not the answer. In any way, shape, or form, that is not the answer. No. So, yeah, that's good.
Got the EBGBs.
Yeah, man.
All right. Let me get you off that subject real quick. So you said let's talk a little NBA. So what do you know about the NBA on January 18th, 2024?
Dude, what's with Toronto breaking up the band?
Yeah, they're in a full rebuild, but they got some pieces now. They got some young pieces now. So, but they really believe in Scotty Barnes.
Or is this RJ Barrett's team? Team Canada.
Scotty Barnes' team. But they moved, but they picked Barrett up. They picked quickly up.
Yeah.
So, and now they got
Brown and
3 first-round draft picks, future first-round draft picks. 2 of them in 24.
Yeah, but the NBA shown like that really means nothing.
Well, you know what?
Unless you're
If the
up
NBA
front.
didn't show it, the Pacers showed it
Yeah.
because they parted with 3 first-round draft picks. Like, you can have them.
No, I mean, but yeah, unless you're near the top, yeah, it doesn't matter. It's
I think you're right, and actually, the NBA draft is kind of getting watered down. Lottery picks aren't even playing. You know, like
nah.
I mean, the Pacers'
G
first round pick,
League, G League,
G League, yeah,
straight to G League.
the Pacers' first round pick. I mean, they're already talking about he might be a bust, but I mean, you just picked him. He's what, 19?
Yeah,
You know, so got to give him a chance. But yeah, so Toronto with the rebuild, Embiid and Jokic just had the little mini
yeah,
showdown.
yeah. Embiid
Embiid
did
balled
his
out.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he did that last year in Philly and didn't show up in Denver.
Yeah,
So like,
he literally didn't show up.
yeah, yeah. So like, show up in Denver this year, man. Let's
Yeah,
run it back on both home courts. But yeah, watch that. Boston's coming out the East. That's
well, I'll tell you, you know they're going to make a move because as constructed, they're going to have the same problem. Tatum's going to run out of gas by the time they get to the finals.
yeah, but I mean,
That bench,
yeah, that bitch is
have you?
bad.
That
But
bench is no. They got a decent 6.
Milwaukee's too helter skelter though, man. It's like, dude, like,
Well,
what
here's the.
team was this? Like,
I'm with you. I'm with you, but scary part is if they figured it out, they can score. If they can figure out how to defend,
mm-hmm.
they'd be really. But it hasn't worked yet. Dame's not comfortable yet. I mean, that's obvious. You know, Dame's not
No, yeah, they had their moments, but it's not there.
right. I mean, it's still Giannis's team. So I think, when they put these superstars together, they still got to decide whose team it is when it comes down to the crunch. It's Giannis's team.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I know Dame knows that, but Dame also knows that if they decide to stop Giannis how they do in the playoffs, then just be ready to catch and shoot. So we'll see. I think you're right though. I think Boston's coming out. I think Boston's got hunger. The only thing that scares me a little bit about Boston, I mean, I know Jaylen Brown's supposed to be great.
No, no, no.
Tatum is great. He's still not where he needs to be, but
Yeah, but
the
it's
numbers
coming.
are there.
Yeah.
I think the Drew Holiday thing is a real thing. I mean, I
Mm-hmm.
think that's going to pay off even more dividends in the playoff. So,
Yeah.
and then Porzingis, I mean, I'm surprised because when that trade first happened, I said, well, who's going to defend? Porzingis actually can play some interior defense.
Yeah.
Who knew? I didn't.
7'3" with a wingspan, you should be able to block something.
You should be, and he does. So, but Porzingis is like fragile. So
Yeah.
that's the other thing too. So if they can stay healthy, but they're going to have to add pieces,
Yeah,
but
but
they're probably coming.
NBA trade deadline is like
It's coming.
everybody and their mama's available to get traded and cut and be free to sign wherever. And
Well, let me hop in on one thing because we just touched on 76ers. I'm kind of impressed with Nick Nurse, man. He's kind of legit. I mean,
so
the Sixers played better. They're playing better. Now, of course, the Sixers have the Dallas Cowboy Lamar Jackson conundrum, which is this don't mean nothing. Let me see in the second round. Are you getting past the second round?
yeah.
So,
So here's my thing. I was fine with Nurse.
mm-hmm.
Look at that Toronto team that he won with.
I'm
Like,
with you.
no, man, that's not
That's not the
that's not
team
one
that's
of
supposed to
those
be.
like yeah, I just rolled the ball out there and they
Right.
made it happen. That's
That's
not that team.
that's Detroit '04.
Yeah.
Just
So
a good solid team with the Hall of Famer if he can stay
yeah.
healthy. So
But yeah, so it's like, no, I was cool with Nick Nurse. And when they made that hire, I was like, okay,
yeah,
okay, this should get good.
yep.
And it has been. But I don't I don't think they have enough to get through Boston
No, they
unless
definitely don't. Do you think
unless
they can beat Milwaukee?
I think they could beat Milwaukee. I just think that in order for them to be like a real threat, Harris has to show up every night. Harris has to show up like his contract says.
Yeah.
And then at that point, then yeah, I mean, because Maxey he's doing his thing,
Hmm.
Embiid's Embiid.
Yep.
So yeah. And Harris don't even have to be great, but show up every night, man.
Yeah.
You know,
You
like
got to be prepared to be aggressive.
a 16-6, 16-8, you
Yeah.
know, yeah, that person and then defend, yes,
Right.
because he'll have to defend against Boston. You got to guard somebody.
Yeah.
So yeah, but I mean, we'll see. The jersey, I do like Philly, um, but yeah, I just started really watching games here in the last week or so, and
Hmm.
it's just like, okay, I'm trying to get into it, but you know, I usually don't turn on the switch till like All Star
Yeah.
weekend. I'm trying to
Well,
get in a little early.
I tell you, all the actions out west. I mean,
Yeah.
of course, the one thing I just obviously cannot stand. I mean, all summer long, the Lakers fans talk about who they're trading for. Then they convince themselves that this roster's great and they're going to be competing for a championship. Then they start off horribly, 500 or worse, and now everybody sucks and they want to trade for everybody. And all, the people that they want to trade for is like, yeah, we getting Steph Curry. I mean, it's like they they trying to get everybody, but they're in 10th place right now.
Dead in the water.
They're in
Dead in
10th
the
place.
water,
I
dog.
think they'll make the playoffs. I mean, I think
Yeah,
LeBron.
they'll find a way to make the playoffs, man. But you wasted a good stretch of healthy AD. You
That's
because you
true.
know that ain't gonna last all year long. Like you wasted a good
AD.
stretch of that.
I
Like
saw a stat where at one stretch he had played 78 out of the last 82 games in between the last two seasons, and that actually was shocking to me. But
yeah, that's the jinx was laid down, dog. You might as well say, yeah, he hasn't missed any free throws tonight. Like
well, Darwin Ham, he's going through a rough spot, so now he went back to his starters from basically a year ago. Uh, with Reeves and Russell, he had put Reeves on the bench. Russell was on the bench. Um, they look pretty good against Dallas, but Dallas is Jekyll and Hyde and
don't
can't
play defense
defend.
either.
Right, cannot defend.
Yeah, they don't
And
play
that's
defense.
just actually that's probably a function of their athleticism. I mean, obviously their best player is not the most athletic defensively,
Mhm.
but he can make you look bad and he dogs people on the offensive end, but he can't guard. And it's not like Kyrie is a super willing defender
Yeah,
either.
either.
So, so yeah,
Yeah.
they're going to have their issues. Got to talk about the Clippers since I dogged James Harden so badly, and now they actually seem like they figured something out, and they played the best ball since December 1st.
Hey man, I'm not buying, dog. I am not buying, man. The old mess is gonna kick in, man. It's just like Novocaine. Just give it time. Give it time,
Well,
man.
Russell Westbrook, in a
So,
show of selflessness,
yeah.
said, "Put me on the bench."
Mm-hmm.
James Harden said he is the system, and he's the point guard, and he's been distributing. Paul George is Paul George. He's going to be
And
solid and
we,
consistent. And then Kawhi's been playing. So,
mm-hmm.
except for the stretch where he didn't play. But I guess that, the playoffs. That's the whole thing. So we'll see.
So, yes, potentially, yes, this could be a threat. Reality has shown us that it's not going to happen between injuries and attitudes. This is not, you're the system. The system has been shown not to work, especially in the playoffs.
Right.
So, are we going to change in the playoffs? What are we doing? The only thing I'll give the Clippers is they're better than the Lakers.
Yeah.
But as far as a threat, I'd probably take some of these young teams over them.
Well, we'll be remiss if we don't mention Minnesota is currently the 1 seed out west.
Mm-hmm.
And Oklahoma City is currently the 2 seed out west.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got Denver, who hasn't run into their rash of injuries yet.
Mm-hmm.
And they're, Denver's sitting in the cut. Defending champs. They're having a solid defense so far of their championship. But Minnesota looks pretty hungry to me. And they do it differently than everybody else because they got Rudy Gobert and Towns playing together. And you got the up and coming star.
Yeah, he's a dog, man.
Dog, love him.
I like him.
Love him.
He's a dog.
He's a dog.
No, I'm here to get after it.
Yep.
Let's go.
Not afraid of anybody. And that's a nice team. And they're not afraid to defend. And they're going to rebound because you got Gobert and you got Towns and you got
Towns. Yeah.
So that's an interesting team. And you got old man Mike Conley.
Yeah.
Been in the league a long time.
Just telling everybody what to do. Go on over there, young man. Do that. Yeah.
So
yeah, man. Edwards, I really like Edwards. Saw OKC the other night. Yeah, man.
They're good.
Your guy is all right, man.
I know, that's what I'm saying. You gotta give me something. Chet's the man. He all right. Yeah. Now Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
Yeah.
Never expected him to be on NBA level, but he's legit.
No. Yeah. I didn't expect that one either.
Mm-hmm. And all these Kentucky dudes.
Yeah. But I expected he's turned into like what I expected Monk to be in the league.
Right. Exactly.
I thought Monk would be that player, you know. But yeah, SGA,
The thing about OKC, they got 1 million picks. They're already young, and they already got some great pieces. So they definitely got the foundation to be contending. So Memphis is done. Of course, Ja, that was tragic.
Yeah.
For Labrum after the suspension. They actually were legit when Smart and Ja and Bane were on the court, but they're done.
Yeah. It's crazy. Yeah. So, yeah, who would have thought we'd be talking like Minnesota and OKC? Like
exactly.
Threats in the West.
Nobody, because you had Phoenix trying to throw together their pieces.
Yeah, their 3-piece super team.
And you had everybody was talking about the Lakers, but we knew that what was going on with that. And then of course you got Denver. I didn't expect Minnesota to be this good this long. I mean, to be the 1 seed out west half a season. I mean, they're legit. They're playing hard every night.
That's something.
And then OKC, I mean, you could see it coming a little bit last year. but number 2 in the West. So we'll see. It'll be interesting to see if the Lakers get in and Phoenix gets in toward the bottom of the West. They
Yeah.
have to play those young teams. It'll be interesting to see what will happen in the best of 7. So we saw what happened with Memphis last year in the best of 7 against the Lakers.
Yeah. That so like, but I think like those type of series just wear the Lakers out. Like, yeah, you'll get by that one, but yeah, you're gonna be done for the rest of the playoffs. You shot your load on that. Like which I mean you're supposed to do. You're supposed to leave everything on the court.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be that'll be it. I mean, I wouldn't put it past them the advance, but not a threat.
We'll see. We'll see. So that was some NBA talk. That's cool. Uh, head coaching searches. The Raiders haven't named Antonio Pierce as their head coach yet.
Incredible.
You think that's going to happen?
Incredible. They better. I mean, I really don't know what you're waiting on. And I'm not mad at Crosby either. It's like, y'all messed this up once. Don't do it again. Do not do it again. And they're just sitting there twiddling their thumbs like, oh, well, maybe we can get Gruden back or something. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Did he do his interview with Tennessee? He had an interview scheduled with Tennessee.
I believe he did interview with Tennessee.
Okay. But
Tennessee's gonna hold out for one of these young OCs. So we'll see. Kind of it looks like Belichick and the Falcons gonna happen.
Wow. That's all I got for that, man. It's wow. Yeah. I'm at a loss. Like for real. So you have this old coach, like old school values and things as far as football and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
And you have all of these kids.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, yeah, I think it's bad. I think it's going to be bad. I mean, it doesn't matter what time period with the Patriots. He was horrible with rookies. Like, rookies didn't shine. Like, it's like you sat behind somebody who was older and you learned. All these kids are playing.
Right.
So I really don't know how that's going to look under him. And I mean, maybe he'll prove me wrong and be like, no,
it depends on what he does with his staff. Are you going to get a modern offense coordinator? Are you going to get a quarterback? And then I think his imprint on the defense. Now, you could trust him on the defensive side of the ball.
Yeah, but I mean, they was straight on the defensive side of the ball. Like
they were
straight. And you got pieces on the offense, but it's just, I mean, he goes there. Yeah, everybody right now go draft Bijan Robinson high because you won't have to worry about the split carry stuff. Like, yeah, he's going to
think Bill Belichick. I found it funny that the Falcons actually interviewed the 2 coaches that gave him probably their most painful losses. Jim Harbaugh, came back and beat him in the NFC Championship game, and then Belichick in that Super Bowl. So, but it looks like it's going to happen. Looks like Chargers gonna get Harbaugh too.
Yeah, we'll see. I see they're still going through the motions. They supposed to be interviewing Vrabel, or did that happen today?
Well, if that, Vrabel would have a shot at that job.
Yeah. No, he would be high on my list. Like,
I don't know I don't think the Commanders would take Vrabel just because I think they're going to go offense.
Yeah, they're going to go offense.
The Panthers, they want an offensive guy.
Yeah, you want somebody for Bryce
Young.
So
where does that leave Vrabel? Seattle? If Dan Quinn doesn't take it?
The Raiders.
Yeah.
Man, if they mess this up, man.
Well, of course, all indications are that Pierce is going to be the guy.
I think Pierce wants to stay.
Yeah.
It's like he did the Tennessee thing just because, but like
Well,
this should have been done. Like, what are we waiting on?
well, the Tennessee thing. I mean, I hate that Tennessee did that, but they Rooney Ruled Pierce. I think I think they're looking
Mhm.
for. I keep hearing Callahan. I've this Bobby Slowick, like I told you, he's gonna get a job. So he's past somebody with what he's done with Houston and CJ. Uh, for the life of me, though, Raheem Morris makes so much sense to Atlanta, like to go back to Atlanta, but guy that knows both sides of the ball, has coached multiple positions, both sides of the ball, defense coordinator.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
don't, I don't know why they didn't. Raheem Moore should have a job, a head job somewhere.
Yeah. He should have that one. Yeah, he should have that one.
I
And
think that makes sense, but
and yeah, and here we are. We still don't have Bieniemy with a job.
yeah, the enemy might be your new OC. You never know.
Hey, I'm all for it. Sign me up. I mean, like last year when we picked up Flores,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, give me that. Like, give me good coaches. Like, yeah, man, that's that's absurd. Like, so before injuries got to Washington,
Mm-hmm.
their offense was decent,
Yeah,
and we see what Kansas City's offense looks like.
yeah.
And yeah, the Kansas City offense doesn't looks horrible, and you really didn't lose anything. You can't tell me Juju Schuster was,
Yeah,
that big of a loss to
yeah.
where like your offense can't function. I mean, I love like Kansas City dumbed it down, was like, no, we got two people who can catch. Them the only people we throwing to.
And we got a person that we can hand it to and maybe throw it to him out the backfield. That's it.
Yeah. So, but yeah, man. So Bieniemy should have something. I don't. It doesn't look like he's going to land any of these, which is crazy.
Okay, wait. Let's go through this real quick. So the Commanders, I know they're looking at the guy from Detroit, Ben
Mm-hmm.
Johnson.
Ben Johnson.
Yeah. And then Dan Quinn just interviewed there today. But
Yeah.
okay. What else is up? What else is open?
Carolina.
Yep, they want Ben Johnson or they want an offensive guy. Who's the other offensive guy they want?
Yeah. Other than like what Bieniemy is an offensive coordinator. Like, what are we talking about here?
Did
I don't
they
know.
even
Maybe
interview?
slugs on their radar. I
Maybe
know
slowly.
people were talking about your
The
boy
guy
from
from
Philly
Cincinnati?
earlier, but that talk is cooled off. Brian Johnson.
No.
Yeah. So, uh, yeah, I'm trying to think. Other offense. I mean, they're not going to get Harbaugh. Harbaugh's not going there. Um. So yeah, yeah, that Sloyd gets a job. I wouldn't be surprised if that's the job. Carolina.
I think that would be a mistake on his part.
Yeah. Well, hey.
Tennessee I know Tennessee wants an offensive guy because they got to develop Levis.
Yeah. So you got all these jobs that were offensive guys,
Mm-hmm.
and we're running short on names. Like we're running short on names. Like who are we recycling now,
Mm-hmm.
or yeah, or who's the stab in the dark candidate? Like, well, that came out of nowhere.
That's true. Because somebody's
So
going to get a job that's going to shock us.
yeah, at this rate, yeah, everybody wants offense supposedly.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, yeah, Seattle, like that should be Quinn's to lose.
Probably
Uh,
is. Here
yeah,
should be the Raiders.
hmm
like I said, Harbaugh's probably the Chargers. Belichick's probably the Falcons. So that's four. Commanders, Panthers.
At Commanders, Panthers, and
Who's your other opening? Saints stood pat. I thought for sure they were gonna.
hey, they get what they deserve. Yeah. Uh, and they got cap issues with the defense, with the players on defense. So
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
have fun with that.
yeah,
Yeah, we are forgetting one. Tennessee.
right. Tennessee. I think Tennessee's gonna lean offense, but I'm just shocked that Vrabel's gonna be shut out because obviously the Patriots went Mayo,
Mm-hmm.
so they upheld their end of the bargain.
For now. Yeah.
That's a tough spot though. That's a tough spot.
So yeah, you're replacing a legend.
Mhm.
Get it. But man, it's yeah. Yeah, good
With
luck
no
with that.
quarterback. So here's
Yeah.
the thing: if you're replacing a legend and you had a QB, that's one thing. You don't have a quarterback. You
Yeah.
don't even have a game manager. You
Yeah.
you
Yeah,
you
man.
don't have a quarterback.
Yeah. That's
But
been
Drake May is probably going to be the guy, or Daniels.
yeah. Well, it'll probably be May, but no telling.
And then there's some coordinator positions open, but yeah, man,
Kingsbury to the Bears, man, so they could draft Williams.
that's interesting.
Yeah, I came across that. I didn't read into it, but yeah, the
Mhm.
mind was thinking like,
He was just at SC, right?
huh?
He was at SC, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, do you keep Fields if you draft Williams and let Williams sit?
I do, but I'm odd and rare when it comes to things like that, especially just for that position. I think if the QB earns the job, he
Mm-hmm.
wins the team. When
Mm-hmm.
the QB doesn't earn the job, then the team looks at him side eye, like, you know, everybody else pretty much had to work for theirs except for you.
Mm-hmm.
And it's bad for the locker room.
Yeah.
So I mean, yes, we experience the Steelers experienced that whatnot. That's I was probably why they responded to Rudolph, because no, he's been here.
Mm-hmm.
He's been putting in work. He didn't have to deal with some mess and everything, and he's still here.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, yeah, as I mean, just anywhere, like any job or whatever, like coworkers appreciate that more than somebody who's given a spot.
Right.
And then you're like, wait a minute, they didn't pay their dues like everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not saying you have to be there years to pay your dues, but like, yeah, you need to win the job. You need to take the job. You don't
Mm-hmm.
be like, well, we're gonna give it to you now.
Right.
I
Right.
know in Pittsburgh it was easy because it's like, oh, it's between him and Trubisky. The choice is obvious. But
Right.
I mean, yeah, you got another quarterback on the roster, and one who happens to be there longer than either one of you.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, I mean, I don't. Yeah, it'll be it'll be interesting what the Bears do with that, and if they trade Fields, what they get for him. I know somebody floated out there they could get 8 from Atlanta, so they end up with picks 1, 8, and 9.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I don't know. I may do that if I was Atlanta, but I really haven't delved into like what they need and what would be there for them. Because it's like if yeah, you need like a defensive lineman or something,
Mm-hmm.
and like the third best one is going to be there at 8, then you might as well just go and get this quarterback.
Right. Well, if Belichick gets the Falcons job, you think they getting Fields? I don't think so.
Mm, yeah, but what are they doing? Like, I
Kirk
is
Cousins,
that
baby.
is oh well, I mean, yeah, he's available. He's available. And that may make a difference, but yeah, that quarterback situation ain't no better than the one he just left.
Nah, this might be worse.
Yeah, you could argue it. Like you could argue that's worse.
Yeah. No, he's
Hey,
definitely gonna have a new quarterback. Um, Probably a veteran. So we'll see.
but yeah,
Uh,
no.
let's get to these division picks real quick. So Saturday, Texans Ravens. I think it's pretty obvious answer, right?
Going with Baltimore.
Yeah,
Much as
yeah.
I hate it, I'm going with Baltimore.
The bullies. Um,
Not to us, to everybody
yeah,
else.
right. The team you swept and the team the Colts beat.
Yeah.
Uh, Saturday night, Niners, Packers, Niners. What you got?
I'm going with the game changer over the game manager, man.
Okay.
My mom will be happy with that pick.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's true. You made
but
you made your mama proud, but
yeah, but no, I mean, I'm not saying that like, it's 100% or whatnot. I just think, especially here lately, like when they got Aaron Jones back, the
mm-hmm.
Green Bay offense is it's real.
Yeah.
It is real. Uh, Love has shown that, yeah, I don't need to have my feet set to get the ball where it needs to be,
Mm-hmm.
hit open people, and yeah, I think that secondary can get got. I mean, we'll see how much holding they let Ward and them do, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah, but yeah, no, they can get got, and it's a puncher's chance. So
They definitely got a puncher's
yeah,
chance.
I mean, on paper, the Niners are the second best team left in
Mm-hmm.
the playoffs, period.
Right.
But I mean, we'll see. A week off, Green Bay comes out firing like they did against Dallas, and the Niners are rusty a little bit. They could be
Mm-hmm.
behind 2, 3 scores off top, and then we'll see what our game manager can do.
I just here's the thing: if Green Bay had a little bit of a defense, I'd probably ride with you, but I just can't. I just think San Francisco gonna keep scoring. So
I
I
mean, so in theory, yes, they could, but we know how this goes. The team runs out on you, the
yeah,
game plans change. And then if you're taking it out of McCaffrey's hands and Samuel's hands and putting it in Purdy's hands, no, you've increased your chances of winning.
that's exactly right. And that's why 14 nothing should be nothing to a football coach in the NFL because you still
True.
can run the ball.
Mm-hmm.
You're only down 2 scores. And if you run the ball and do what you're supposed to do and you score, then
Yeah.
you're only down 1 score.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you just got to keep running. I don't think Shanahan's going to make that mistake of taking it out of McCaffrey's hands, considering he knows in his heart that's his best player. Um, and then, you got to have Debo, you got to have Kittle and Ayuk. I just think San Francisco is going to win at home. Probably closer than I would have predicted a couple weeks ago. But San Francisco, what you got Sunday afternoon? Tampa Bay, the old NFC Central battle, Bucks and the Lions. But
And now
actually, real quick story. That was actually the first NFL game I went to a long, long time ago.
wow.
Doug Williams' Tampa Bay Buccaneers visited the Silverdome.
Yeah, the
Billy
Silverdome
Sims,
Pontiac.
but a little different on Sunday. What you think?
Yeah.
Bucks, Lions.
Lions.
Yeah, I think so. I
Yeah.
think, like I said, when I picked them to beat the Rams, I mean, they can run it. Offensively, Detroit can compete with anybody. Now, defensively, but I just don't think Baker. I'm
Figured
still
it out.
not there. I don't think he's going to put up enough points, but you definitely know Detroit secondary can be had. Speaking of secondaries that can be had,
Yeah.
Detroit's
Yeah,
second.
that's one.
And then
Yeah.
finally, Buffalo finally has Kansas City right where they want them, and Pat's on the road in the playoffs. So who you pick?
KC.
Yeah, I think so.
I'm thinking, so here's the thing. Yes, KC is much more limited on offense than in the past years.
Mhm.
Uh, but Kansas City's defense plays. They play.
Yeah,
So yeah. I mean, Allen really didn't turn the ball over against us, so he's due because
yeah,
it's like that that regularly happens. So like if you had a clean game, chances are to make it average out, the next one is not going to be in your favor. I like Casey's defense. But Holmes figures it out, man. He figures it out. It's, I mean, yeah, you only got 2 targets, really, but they figure it out.
yeah.
So,
I think they'll pull it out. I mean, even when they were struggling, which
mhm,
people argue they still were offsides called away from beating Buffalo in the regular season. You know,
mhm,
granted that was at home, but Buffalo kind of controlled that game the whole game, but still Kansas City
mhm.
had the ball at the end with a chance to beat them. So I think Kansas City beats them. I don't think they beat them up like Cincinnati did last year, but
No,
I do think they're gonna find a way.
yeah.
And it's gonna be 6 straight AFC championship game appearances for one Patrick Mahomes and
Ugh.
a big hurdle for the Ravens.
Yeah, yeah. Because that's the last person you want to see at the
I,
final stage, man.
especially considering he'll be an underdog, and that's you just don't want to add any more fuel to that fire.
Yeah,
So
I mean, listen, the way he was throwing the ball around in that game, that Dolphins game, I was just like, yeah, you just different. Like nobody's doing this. Is
right.
like, you know, he's just slinging it around like, yeah, it's cold. Here we go.
Yeah, that's true. He didn't really look like it was a negative 30-degree wind chill game.
Yeah,
He really
so,
didn't.
that game should be good though. That'll be good. And just because, like I said, Kansas City's defense, they're legit. They're doing it. So
Hmm. Hmm.
I'm going KC. So KC, Baltimore, Green Bay, Detroit in the
Oh
championship
man,
games.
yeah, that would be very interesting. I really the only chance Detroit has to make it to the Super Bowl. I I do not think Detroit will go out to San Francisco and win that, beat them there.
Uh,
Not that one step away from the Super Bowl. But Green Bay Detroit would be an interesting NFC Championship game, considering Green Bay beat them on Thanksgiving, and so that'd add a little bit of fuel. That'd be
There's
crazy.
so here's the thing, man. Like Green Bay's offense right now, like should put fear. Like they've closed the window on a whole lot of teams in the NFC with the way that
Mhm.
they're playing because it's like this is going to be like this for a minute.
Yeah,
And yeah, this man, it, yeah, it's just like no, yeah, Dallas was an eye-opening experience. It's just like,
yeah,
wait, wow, wow, there it goes again. Like, so yeah, it'll be interesting. I mean, I'm my pick's more on hope
yeah,
because we know my angst against Niner fans and their QB.
yeah.
Uh,
That'll be a weird Super Bowl for you if it's the Niners and the Ravens, because if the
yeah,
Niners win, then that validates Purdy, and if the Ravens win, it's the Ravens, and that's your biggest rival. And you know
Yeah,
they're gonna win.
man. I would root for the Ravens in that one because I would want Lamar to get one.
Yeah.
I would want Lamar to get one. And then it'll
Well,
be
and then what? Then it'd be back to business after
yes.
that.
Yeah. And then it's back to the old neighborhood scraps. Like,
Then I have to hear all year how you swept the Super Bowl champions. Yeah, we swept. We swept.
well,
Yeah.
I mean, I'll mention it jokingly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
One and a
I
half.
know we took care of the backup in the last week. That's fine. I
Yeah.
mean, we did beat Lamar. Don't
Beat
get it
Lamar.
twisted. But yeah, I mean, we had a lot of wins this year we should not have had. I
Well,
mean,
the Colts for the second straight year can say they beat the Super Bowl champions if the Ravens win.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
Mhm. 2 years in a row, we beat the best quarterback we faced. But anyways, I don't know. This is kind of crazy. This is kind of crazy. Um, I think that's all I got. You got anything else?
Man, we'll save draft talk for later.
Yeah,
Uh, yeah, we'll reconvene next week, man, and look, see if Green Bay makes me look great, or is that something else I'm gonna add to my wrong reel?
well, we got that pick I wouldn't hold against you. I mean,
Well, no. I mean,
I know why you making that pick. Like you said, you just explained it.
yeah,
So that's not one of those.
yeah, but no, I mean it'll be interesting.
Now the
It's
Bills can
three
make us
games.
look bad. The Bills can make us look
Yeah,
bad if they destroy, you know.
I
So
don't think that's gonna happen though. I mean, it could. I mean, if Mahomes has to throw to somebody else other than
the two
Rice or Kelsey,
kills.
then yeah, it could be a long, long day because the rest
Mhm.
of them cats, I don't know what happened, but
I
man,
don't know. I don't
it's
know how you
rough.
build a team with
E-
Pat
Every
and
time we throw to uh that ass Scantling, man, I'm just like, why? I mean, I understand you gotta keep the defense honest, but like every defense should know that like he's not catching that. Like
exactly. Pat doesn't want to throw it to him.
yeah, it's just like, yeah, let him go deep. He's not gonna catch that. It's
Yeah.
but yeah, we'll see, man. It'll be good. Yeah, now I'm gonna try to catch some like college basketball this weekend, and get into that. I did
Well,
watch IU get killed, but
yeah.
but
Yeah, that wasn't good.
Purdue's not that team though.
Yeah. We definitely got time to get in college basketball.
Yeah.
But yeah. Well, I think my dog's telling me it's time to go. So
All right.
all right. So until next time, I'm Reg.
I'm Rob.
And that was the show.